I will be the beacon through these turbulent seas. We saved someone this time. For him, I will be the beacon through these turbulent seas.
Well, hello, welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are back again in Throne of Dawn Season 1, presented to you by Miko Official Gaming. And this is the moment we are here into the semi-finals, and it's Peak versus Crimson Echo. I am your caster K, and with me there'll be Debbie, and we'll be casting you through this match.
Yep, definitely one of the most important matches for two of the teams right now. This is the semifinals, of course, and it's gonna be best of five series. And we have the teams that have been always performing so consistently in this tournament so far. Peak, a little bit of a taste to the name because they have been known as a Peak diplomat. They have been out there for a long time. But as you all know, the team onto the other side is gonna be a very new team indeed. But they have been able to perform so well into the previous matches that they have played, fighting their way through to the semi-finals. It's going to be Crimson Echo. So it looks like we are into the drafting phase right now, and Pick the Plummet, they actually banned out the Lancelot even though they are into the first pick.
Lancelot is something that they should be banning out because it deals a lot of damage. He goes in, but I can't really see that hero right there. Is it Grok that gets banned out from Crimson Echo?
Uh-huh. It got to be, yeah, it is Grog. It is Grog. You got to remove the Grog, man, or when you are especially onto the red side, you kind of have to remove out the Grog, the CC, or even the Yishun. But the Yishun is kind of situational because if you want to play out a counter hero for the Yishun like the Gato or the Joy, and in this case, I don't think the Lancelot will be a problem here anymore because it's taken down. So Crimson Beacon at Crimson Echo,
See value in
they
me?
can actually remove those.
You should.
Just use it the beacon.
I kind of think that Ray's aura is gusting in because he's not present here.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. But I kind of like the bans coming in from Peak. They're just, targeting those junglers from Crimson Echo. I only know
Let's hear from the
one guy
crowd.
in Crimson
Make
Echo
some
that is going to
noise
be
for yours
Luca. His
truly.
Granger is really good, but I don't know about the rest. But yep, CC gets banned out from Crimson
Rocks
Echo.
need no protection from the
CC.
rain.
This is what the prediction was like. Because honestly, for Crimson Echo, it's way more safer for them to ban out the CC rather than any kind of hero. Even if they ban out the Jushin here, it will be an okay ban. But Pick Diplomat actually going for a target onto the jungle right now. They are banning out the Fredrin, the Lancelot, and the Basha altogether, which means 3 jungle already removed by the side. And Crimson Echo will actually have to struggle on what jungle they have to pick it away when they've narrowed down the amount of jungle that they're playing. But on to the other hand, they have Kais, who is able to play out the Hayabusa and the Yushinjins all together in a very, very um, comfortable manner. So if he actually go for those, if they are actually trying to set up for those assassins into the jungle, it's definitely gonna be an okay pick now because they have already removed all the utility.
Oh, well, definitely. And, the last ban is going to be that Zosan ban coming from Team Crimson Echo. I mean, their banning seems out, pretty settled up, but Peak currently targeting all the junglers. It is quite insane, I'd say, because if you're
Mm.
going to ban out all the junglers, there is a possibility that they will go with some other heroes that are into the meta, like the Alice pick that I was talking about, and the Esmeralda. Even like both of them can go on to EXP and Gold as well. So there will be no room for Peak to
Muscle of
reply back to
iron,
those picks.
bones of steel.
This is why it's actually gonna be a double-edged sword if you ban out those jungles particularly well into the early stages. But yeah, I think I feel like Crimson Echo they do not want to fall into the bait, or not Crimson Peak. They do not want to fall into the bait that Crimson Echo have created for themselves, because one of the heroes that has been picked right now is actually very good against the Yi Shen.
Magic is
So it
my
kind of make the
life.
Yi Shen a little bit, unusable here, because you do not really want to play the Yi Shen against a Yuzhong and a Gatot Gacha together. So I don't think that the Eastern will be coming out here anytime soon for both of the teams. It's highly likely for Peak to pick it out rather than Crimson, because it's harder to go against the Yuzong on the Eastern than the
Payback
Gatot.
time.
So that has to be one thing that they have to focus on as well. But Crimson Echo, like you mentioned, Lucum is onto their side, so he's a very comfortable user of this Harris. So he's trying to stick to the comfort. Very necessary that he pick out the hero.
I mean, yes, definitely. Because last match I saw him play Harith and he did really good onto that bot lane, I remember. But once again, Peak has gone to that Why Assistant Far Sufferer now. Oh,
Mm.
complete burst damage coming right out in front from them.
This land is our
This
homeland,
is why
and
I
it
was
will
actually
soon be your
thinking maybe
burial
there's a
ground.
possibility that, Pick will be the one picking out the Yi instead of Crimson. Because, like I said, Yuzong is gonna be harder
Night
for the Yi
sky
to go
tells
against rather than
all.
the Gatot. So it's more in favor of Pick Diplomat, Pick, so they are the one actually picking it away. Very good. But here, Crimson Echo, they have to ban away the Esmeralda since they wanted the Lapu Lapu for themselves. This is a dive. It's a very good dive as well.
Sanjo.
Sustain. You can. I think it's very
What?
important that they have to ban away the Hayabusa as well. Of course, when you are onto the Yi Shinshin, you kind of don't want to face against those assassins that can literally one shot you down. So Crimson Echo, what can they still remove here? Maybe something of a marksman or a room.
Well. I'm kind of surprised by those five jungler bans that I'm not even focusing on the draft yet. I mean, it could be another jungler coming in from Peak. If they're deciding to go like that, we could see something, back in the days, M4 days, the MOBA scene days, five
Yeah.
jungler getting banned out.
Hunt begins. Your team is banning.
This is why it's actually very, the Taints of Indomita is actually
Time
very
to drop
insane
the
this time
beat
around.
of the
But yeah,
flash.
Crimson Echo, they are actually gonna be focusing onto the
Time to
gold
drop
side
the
ban,
beat of the
because I would like to
flash.
think that the Ruby is highly likely to be appearing to the gold when you are playing a Yi Xunshin onto the jungle, so very understandable at that. And Pick Diplomat, they have to remove our five
It,
jungle bans.
it
My
has been
goodness,
done.
another joy. What is this, man? What is this? This is a respect or I don't know, a strategy?
I don't know, man. I just think that they want to open up space for Yushin Shin because he can get countered by those five junglers. I mean, if you
Mm.
just look into that, but you shouldn't be banning out five junglers right there. But Crimson Echo onto the picking phase, second picking phase it is. And Debbie, what do you think they're going to go with?
For a Crimson Echo, what's it? They should okay. They should prioritize onto the wait. They can pick the junk onto the last part and go for yeah. There we go. They have to pick up the junk onto the last part because they're gonna have to know what peak will be picking out two
Experience
heroes
the
right now. Because
euphony of
looking at the jungle
suffering.
Pokemon, it's just
Fight!
remove
Fight for
Goilon
the
and here we
ultimate
go. It's
answer.
gonna be one of Sky's specialty, the Grandeur that's gonna be picking up against the Harriets. Nonetheless, it's kind of a good hero to lane, but against the Harriet you kind of struggle. But they have to play around around the Granger for this epic, so it's gonna be okay. And the Hilda as well. Crimson Echo, they
Yeah,
are gonna be stuck in a hard place here. The Hilda is stopping every chance of any kind of assassins to come through.
definitely. I mean, I was thinking of Amon right there,
Let's
but I
fight to
don't
our heart's
know
Mhm.
that
content.
if he can come into play. But it
Yeah.
is going to be that Lucas, the
Oh.
fighter jungler, onto the play. And with this, I guess Crimson Echo is looking a lot stronger. But
Yeah.
there is no ult for Valentina except that feather showdown. Sorry, oh sorry, feather airstrike.
Oh, better. Oh, hell, I think that has to be one important ultimate that she wanted to go for. Like you mentioned, it's definitely gonna be a very good ultimate that she can get. And that's gonna be another damage that they had under the table. So the lineup's gonna be a little 50-50, I would say. But yeah, the Hilda kind of loses prioritization because of the Lucas pick here. But Lucas against a Yishin Shin, not the very best one at that. but it's still gonna be okay if he is able to get the first turtle, because the nerf Lucas kind of struggle if he does not snowball. And even the Yishun is a kind of a snowball hero. If you see, he needs to be always a level ahead, not even equal in goal. He needs to be a level ahead in order to find that right targeting.
Yes, sir. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back again into the land of Dawn. It is going to be Pleek onto the blue side and Crimson Echo onto the red side. And it is the semi-finals. It is going to be a BO5 match. And once again, it's your boy K alongside Debbie, and we'll be guiding you to this match. But right now, things are looking quite dicey for Team Peak because they've lost a lot of HP onto that mid lane. But we cannot forget that it is a Hilda and she can heal a lot. But okay,
She can.
once again, first blood has been drawn.
Whoa.
Leminer falls down. Once again, Savage Warrior will be looking for Suzumi, and he'll be the one getting that kill onto Valentina.
That
One
was
for one trade.
important. Yep, 1-for-1 trade definitely into the favor of Peak Diplomat, because I would say that they were actually the one able to take down the mid laner and not the roamer, right? Lemonade can risk his life actually into the early stages because he's just a roam. You can give out the vision. You can be such a menace and able to walk away with those boosters still in check, because they do have the security of those boosters and kind of stopping anyone from entering all of those. And if we talk about the mid-matchup as well, the Valentina is the kind of hero that can try to clear away faster and rotate all together, not stuck in a lane, try to play passively. You are more of an active kind of mate, and if you shut her down since the very start of the game, that kind of brings them a little bit more early and good momentum. Like Ton.
Okay, Savage Warrior will be looking quite low, will be able to survive with a little of HP, but Leminer goes in. The Revitalize gets popped out. User will be coming in, and Nick will be the one falling down in the hands of God Kais. And Peak to Plummet will be looking out for this first turtle fight. It's very free for them because Yuki is there, but he won't be able to do something. But once again, Lap into the back line. Yuki tries to pop out that ult, dealing a lot of damage, but will be taken down by Lemonade. Sorry, it is going to get Ricky, and Lemonade looking quite low, will be taken down as well. Team Peak to Plummet, they're overextending this fight, and they will pay for the consequences. A 2-for-1 trade.
2-for-1 trade indeed, but still the turtle is into the hands of Kais.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, trying to go for more.
Savage Warrior will be taken down by Lukum. Lukum from the top lane arrives into the bottom one, and
Wow.
will be able to take down a double kill.
Damn. This was exactly what they wanted to do for the side of Crimson Echo. They wanted to have that lead.
Lemonade?
Oh my goodness! Ooh.
What is this guy doing? Diving deeper so much. It is just early in the game, and Hilda cannot sustain like that.
That's what, man. It's important to know. Hey, that might be a stun. Another one.
I don't
Okay.
even know what is happening at this point. AOG gets popped out. It connects onto the main Kais. Main Kais will be looking quite low, but Nick will be looking quite low as well. Lemonade tries to go in once again, and I guess he will be able to take down Nick, but okay, no more follow-ups right there.
Yep, that was actually a disengagement coming through, but the AOZ was actually definitely going to be used to try to take down the mate or Peak. But they're onto the bottom lane though. There's a 1v1 situation happening right now, and it's going to be okay because Sid does know better than to engage into the turrets right now, because Ricky, he still have the Petrify, right? There's a lot of ways to go for the outplay potential. So he's gonna have to hold on to this ultimate, the black dragon, so that when the objective fights come through, they will be able to get those done, because the first turtle is good, yes, but the equalizers goal lead with the test.
But onto the bottom lane, Sid will be falling down once again in the hands of God Kais. This guy is just getting kills after kills. He's 3-1-0. It's only 4 minutes into the game. Once again in the mid lane, Yoji gets popped out, connects onto Nons. Kaizen from top lane is in the mid lane, but Feathered Airstrike has been stolen. Suzumi will be popping out the ult. A lot of damage, but no casualties yet.
No casualties, but still, I think the lead that Pick have is gonna be 10-4 now if they are able to find the final footing. Never mind, Demoneer.
Okay, Lemon tries to go in, but will be taken down. He is being reckless onto that Hilda. I mean, Hilda sustains a lot, but 4 deaths in the early game phase. It's not even 5 minutes. Black Dragon gets popped out. And Ricky will be trying to zone out the jungler of Crimson Echo, but
what?
Yuki will be falling down in the hands of Savage Warrior. The Feather Airstrike gets popped out. Ricky will be looking quite low, will be taken down as well, but the hero arrives. Luke up into the battlefield. He will try to deal a lot of damage, but there will be no damage coming in from him, and he has to return back to his lane to get those minions. The juicy
Yeah, I think
minions.
the Zushi one indeed, and I think 3 kills. Oh, never mind, Bear's Fighter. Oh, Skyzen. It wasn't okay for him to be caught off guard right there, but what a good gameplay coming through from the side of Sid, able to get that kill onto Skyzen again. And this is gonna be good, putting him so behind onto the goal and to the kills as well, because look at right now, he's sitting at perfect 3-0 KDA. Never mind, Nick.
Once again, Nick tries to invade, and he'll be able to do so. God, Kai is looking quite low, and there is a room open for Yuki right there that he can dive into the jungle and might be able to see more. And he goes in with the ultimate. He gets got blood connecting onto none, and it will be God. Kai is falling down. Once again, the scores are not looking good for Peak. Lemoner low once again. Lucan pops out that Zaman force in the mid lane, but the mid lane turret will be safe for now.
Yeah, that's actually a very, very good transition of event coming through for the side of Crimson Echo. They were able to find all of those gains here and there because they do know that they are already taking down skies, and so why not force it, to force out the objective, because they have been healthily available onto this God Jungle side, and eventually they also have the resources to be used perfectly on time, and that is kind of a synergy that you needed if you want to go against this kind of composition that Peak 2 Planet already have, and they are able to make it so worse, and this is going to be giving them a lot of goal lead ahead into their hands as well. And most of the goal that they have accumulated has been all into the hands of Lucam too, because this guy is 3-0 killing spree already he have, and engage.
Okay, God Kais once again goes in. AOG gets popped out, connecting onto none. But it will be God Kais who will be very low, and the bravest fighter connecting right on. He will be the one falling down. Lucas comes right in. It's a one more kill for Team Crimson Echo. Ricky too deep into the enemy territory, dealing a lot of damage, but he'll be taken down as well. But Ricky, what was that heal?
That was amazing, man. What the heals coming through from Reiki. That's the dragon we are talking about, but that's gonna be a sustain that he's able to look for. But dare I say that it's still in favor of Peak right now, because they did get a shutdown to Lucam. Of course, Skyzen died there, but he was not having a bounty on his head. It was actually Lucam who had that, but Bravest Fighter trying to zone away got Kais from that objective. But hey, look at that.
The Mountain Shaker gets popped out. Bravest fighter once again. AOG used defensively, but Sid will not be giving up. Tacking out a lot. Ricky looking quite low as well. Zaman Force gets popped out, and Ricky will be taken down by Lucam. The time to shine for him has come. Lucam is actually causing a lot of trouble for Team Peak.
Yeah, that's definitely something you want to do when you are Sid on the Lapu Lapu. That was a good zone, and I don't think even God Kais has a chance to press out the retribution too. So Yuki was, deliberately trying to go in when he knows that there's no way that God Kais will be into the vicinity of the turtle. But hey, on the other hand, Lemoner trying to go for more. Look at that.
Ooh, Sid will be popping out that bravest fighter once again, standing out Skyzen right there in their territory inside the turret, and will be taken down as him as well. But once again, Ricky tries to go in. Suzumi looking in trouble, but she copied that back dragon form. I don't know why, but once again, Ricky dealing a lot of damage. Lemoner will be the one landing the final blow onto him. Nick survives with a little HP, but he won't be able to do it for so long. Zaman 4 gets popped out. Savage Warrior will be taken down. Once again, Lucam will be the one taking all the kills. Like, this dude always arrives in the late and takes one kill and goes away.
Yeah, that's the greed that you want to have when you have a scaling gold laner onto your side, the top lane. They will be taking it down, the turret will be gone yet again. But the fights that they have been happening for the side of Crimson Echo, it is all in favor for them, even though Ricky was able to sustain quite a lot with the Petrify and the combination that he usually have with the Star Residue. If and only if his damage dealers were in the vicinity, it could have been a very, very good win for Peak right now. But unfortunate for them, the fights were almost a forced error coming coming through from Crimson Echo. They are forcing him to fight, but hey, the beast will be popped again. This is what they want to do. Focus onto the mid side.
Okay, AOG gets popped out, connecting on to Hilda right there. Hilda looking quite low, but Ricky is inside once again. Lemoner will be one taken down. Ricky looking quite low as well, but he is fighting. But he has to give up because there is not enough damage or sustain.
Yeah, not enough damage, not enough sustain either. And this is definitely going to be in favor of Crimson Echo right now because the turtle, the Lord is what they actually want, and the Lord is what they will be getting here. And onto the other side, the thing is,
God,
no
guys.
1v1.
Suzumi versus God Guys, but okay, that's a lot of damage coming from God Guys, but Suzumi will be safe for now. That mountain shocker, I guess that was the one scaring off him, to
Yeah.
dive deeper.
It would have been actually very scary if this was a fat Yi Chun-shin. He could literally solo anyone into the lane, but definitely Suzumi playing the cards right. He was able to get back to the track when he lose onto the early phases of the onto the game and onto the mid side as well. So this is gonna be peak trying to fight for their life because Crimson right now they are so ahead into the goal and map pressure too. Whatever phases, whatever fight they are gonna be able to take, Lucam will be there to provide for the DPS and able to find all those damages that they require. So this is gonna be important for peak. They have to back away. They don't need to do anything.
Okay, AOG gets popped out by Nick, dealing a lot of damage, but okay, Sid into the back line. He'll be the one trying to secure that kill on the far side, but he's too deep into the enemy territory once again. Ricky comes right there, and it was a shut down for Lapu. But in the meantime, God Guys will be able to secure that second tier turret from Crimson Echo. That too into the mid lane.
Yeah, the most important lane that is the one he actually taked. But usually under the later part of this game, when you want to go for the turtle, or no, not the turtle, the lords, you want to you want to break down the far lanes as much as possible so that you won't be giving the enemies time to come back and have to answer all the time for the long lanes here right now. But this time around, Crimson, they have to have an answer to the gameplays that has been made by God Kai's here. He knows that he won't be able to walk freely into his jungle or even during the team fights because they are lacking on the damage. They do have the set, they are actually leaking the damage here. So he wanted to go for a play for the macro factor, try to force and keep Crimson apart so that they shouldn't be staying together and have them be dissected so that they'll be able to do for the peak goals. And peak, I think they are doing absolutely a phenomenal job in trying to hold on this goal that they have and not giving much away. But this is also going to be crucial for Crimson. They have to take a fight in a very, very brilliant way because if they even lose one member here, there's always a green light for Peak to have a comeback.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is what happened in the last team fight. Because, like, Nick used that AOG and dived deeper, like, inside the turret inhibitor. But, Sid kind of gave a follow, but he wasn't being able to do so because all of the Crimson Echo players backed off when Sid was in.
Then I think this is a slow-paced game that's coming through right now, and it's gonna be more in favor of Peak if it drags on. But the thing about Crimson is that they have Lucam onto the Heron. He already farmed. I think he also got the Holy Crystal too. So they should try to go for the brawl. This is a brawly composition that they are having right now. But hey, it's gonna be the dragon being popped by Suzumi nonetheless onto the Valentina, trying to get onto the zone. So definitely gonna be a free lord.
Okay,
But hey,
Sid.
Sid.
One more kill for Peak. They are kind of giving Peak that advantage that they didn't have. I mean, definitely they were in a disadvantage, but the AOG gets popped out. Lemoner will be running for his life, and 3 of the Predators are chasing her down. But it's a Hilda, I mean, she can always run faster. Look at that flicker being used defensively. But the Lord has been secured by a Team Crimson Echo, so they just have to wait for Sid to arrive and the Lord to arrive as well. But on the top lane, there might be some blows exchanged between those junglers. But okay, Ricky tries to come in with the Black Dragon form. Is Yuki aware of that?
I think he might eventually have a glimpse of the dragon here, so
I guess he doesn't know. Right?
Wait, he knows, right? Or else he would be entering that zone already. I mean, of course, now he knows, so it's gonna be okay. But the lore is gonna be held onto the top side so
Ooh,
that it will not be near. Oh my goodness, Flicker, Suzumi, that was actually very close, guys. And I think he's now dealing a decent amount of damage, so this can make pick hold on. But hey, Ricky,
okay,
what
onto the
happened?
top lane. Lord is marching down. Once again, Lucas is into the battlefield like he is inside those inhibitors, but the feather airstrikes gets stolen and gets popped out as well. Lemonade will be looking quite low as well. Nick tries to soak up a lot of damage, but somehow Peak defends this Lord. I mean,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, the damage coming from Savage Warrior is quite insane as well. I mean, we just saw
Mhm.
Suzumi getting melted out. It was just one shot of that feather airstrike, and it was
That's
half her HP.
actually yeah, the two swords could have been enough, even three, if you wanna combo together with your passive. Yeah, but the thing about this pick gameplay is that they are not the one actually investing most of the time. They have the discipline, but Crimson are the one forcing them to fight because Crimson know that if they go for the forced fights, they'll be able to win it out, and that's exactly what they are doing right now. And Pick haven't been able to punish them for it. This is a very crazy meta, man. You have the good early game, you are able to have the lead into the I mean, even if you have 3K
Once
gold,
again,
you are
God
already
guys looking quite low. Will be taken down. Luca will be the one securing that kill, but Ricky will be looking quite low as well. The Black Dragon gets popped out. AOG gets popped out. Ricky with a 1 HP. The Feather Axe gets popped out. Nick will be suffering a lot of damage, and Team Crimson Echo has to back off because they don't have that HP remaining on them. That Feather Airstrike was able to deal out a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is actually gonna be a good clearance, but another engage.
Okay, onto the inhibitor. Zaman Force gets popped out, and the inhibitor gets taken down as well. But look at Lucas. Yuki onto the Lucas going dive deeper, and the base gets taken down. The final blow has been landed, and it will be Crimson Echo securing the first
Victory!
victory in this BO5 series.
Oh my goodness, that was actually amazing chain of event that has been done by Crimson Echo. What a clean gameplay that they had. A very good rotation as well. Of course, they did lose out to the mid side because of the clearance that the Valentina does not really have in compared to the Farsa 2. Yeah, that makes them that made the rotation a little bit awkward, but then it comes down to a better part when the team fights were all into their favor. The turtle that they traded out, the kills that they went for, and of course we can't forget Sid, the MVP of the game, was always diving into the backlines, trying to get onto Savage Warrior and trying to get onto Skyzen again and again, not letting out of sight, not letting them get the damage. It's true, even though there's a lot of set coming through onto the front line, he wasn't sending any of them to join the team fights, and that did quite a lot for the team as well. Lucan was definitely gonna be free hitting here, like you already said. He always join when the team fights are done, and he will be knowing that the resources already used, and then he will be popping in with the Jamal Force and the damage that he have and able to get all of those kills yet again. And I also think that pick to pick, they should try to have a little bit more engaged synergy because they were lacking in just that. Because Ricky, he was able to sustain quite a lot. He was trying to go in, fight there, joining and going in at the same time, get the damage also. But the follow-ups were isn't enough most of the time. They might eventually need a more tanky frontliner, not the Hilda.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, Hilda was able to zone out them, but the damage was not quite there. Even though Savage Warrior kind of peaked in late game phase, as I mentioned, and talking about Ricky, he was quite doing a lot. I mean, he was there in every team fight, soaking a lot of damage, but it wasn't enough for them because Sid was always somehow onto the nose of Granger, like Skyzen and Savage Warrior. And
Yeah.
I'd say a nice gameplay coming from Team Crimson Echo. Taking down Peak is not a small thing, and I guess with this, the time has come. We'll be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We have 4 more matches coming up. You know, if it's a tiebreaker. Okay, so we'll be signing off.
gonna save someone this time. For him, I will be the beacon through these turbulent seas.
Okay, after the little bit of an intermission here, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again for the second game. As you can see into the screen, Crimson Echo will be going against Peak into this best of five series. This is the semi-finals of Tron of Dawn, and this is going to be one of the most important matches that they're going to be going for because, it's a pathway to the finals. So let's see right now for the drafting here. Crimson Echo, they already have that first win, so it's going to be crucial for Peak to equalize onto this. The bands were actually very amazing to the first phase. Also, the execution part not so much for both of this team. So let's see what Crimson Echo will be banning out. What do you reckon they should ban here?
I mean, talking about peak, I know they're going to ban those five junglers once again. I mean, they're kind of in the mood to troll right now, but we have to look for that what they're banning. But Crimson Echo, they were playing it pretty nicely, so I guess a CC
Welcome
ban
to
might be
my
coming up.
castle, my
Okay, so it is
friend.
Grog. I mean, they have banned out that Grog first, in the last game, and they've done it once again. So I guess Grog, gets in their way. Sometimes, I mean, Grog is a good tank.
Rocks need no
Yeah, that's right.
protection from the
The
rain.
thing is, Grog is actually very, very annoying for the jungles most of the time because he
Muscle
kind
of
of
iron, bones of
follows out the
steel.
jungles and annoy the freak out of him whenever he wants to go for those kind of rotational styles. So we've got to remove this. It's more of him giving out a lot of vision and getting away without getting punished rather than him getting all of those sets. Of course, it's gonna be still out there, but yeah, I think it's more of that annoyance that people ban him away. And Gatot gone again for Crimson Echo. They do not really want Lemonade to pick up the Gatot again.
Magic is my
Peak,
life.
but Peak, they are gonna be focusing. Okay, this time around, they are not gonna be focusing onto those jungles anymore because it felt like apparently they know that they will not be able to remove all of those jungles heroes again because Lucas is into the hero pool again for Crimson Echo. But right now, Peak, they are gonna be promising a respect for the Herit though.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was kind of the hero in the last game, like coming right into the last moment and taking down those kills. Those were kind of important for Team Crimson Echo. But this time, Peak won't be committing to that mistake because, a mistake can only be done once. And I guess they have learned from the mistake that they shouldn't
Let's
be
hear from the
banning
crowd!
out five
Make some
junglers because
noise
it
for
is going to
yours
backfire
truly!
them quite a lot. And once again, Crimson Echo has gone with that CC ban.
CC ban is definitely gonna be out there, man. Most of the time, you got to ban out the CC because it's still a flex. It can go into the room, not room, goal and the XP. That's why it's usually banned out. So let's completely open for Crimson Echo, which was banned to the last game by Peak. But also there is a Yishin Shin. Now that the Crimson Echo took away the Gatot, they will actually be safe to pick up the Kalea or the Yishun as well, or they can completely ignore the two, pick up the different hero, and let pick choose what jungle they want to go for and try to counter it instead.
Thorns
So let's see what
remain
they could
should
go for
petals
here. Okay, they
fall.
want to pick up
Oh,
the Lancelot. It's a prio,
a
right? It's a prio.
Lancelot first pick. I mean, it's completely a priority as you mentioned, because
This land is
Lancelot
our
in this meta is
homeland,
quite
and it
shining
will
out. I mean,
soon
all
be
the
our burial
assassins are doing
ground.
it, especially that Lancelot and Hayabusa and Voices as well. But peak this time, Ricky has gone with that Lapu Lapu pick. And I kind of expected a Alice pick coming in from any of the teams. I guess it won't be happening anytime soon.
That's right. So Lapu Lapu yet again, very very because last time we can see Sid was able to do so well, but this time around it's gonna be into the hands of Pick, a change up of the events, and Savage Warrior will be picking up the Kimi yet again. This is kind of a hero that he usually excels in for Savage Warrior. I mean, next to the Navaria, of course, but Crimson Echo. What could be a choice here? If they go for the Farsa, it's gonna be very very crucial that they have to be mindful of the Lapu Lapu. They
tail's
can
been
go for
itching
a
for a
bit of a
real fight.
combination here. Kalea,
Eh,
very solid.
I mean, I kind of think a Sicilian might work out as well, but it is going to be very late games centered
Yeah.
I
mage.
will choose
I
my
guess they
own
won't be committing to
path.
that mistake, but this time it is
What?
going to be that Arlot and Kalia and Lancelot. The draft is looking quite good for them.
I, I don't know about the Arlot most of the time because the Arlot and the kind of a skill matchup, right? The one who engages the first one will be able to find it better here because on an Arlot, when you are against a Lapu Lapu, you kind of have to be the one instigating all of those team fights and try to go reset onto those vengeance and dots out the CC immunity that the Lapu Lapu have. So it's gonna be, dare I say, a
My
50-50
mission
into the team
is to
fights. Into the
protect
lane though, the
lives.
clearance is definitely gonna be there. Both of the heroes are definitely well versed onto the team fights rather than 1v1 situations. And the Hylas being picked away by
Protect
Peak.
lives.
It's a very good hero to go against a Kalea though. Because
I
when
mean,
you are against a Kalea, you want to pick up those tanky frontliners so that you will not be getting insta bursted upon. And I think it's also good when you play it together with the Kimi, because when you have a Kimi you want to play for the Kimi, let it hit into the back lines and be that front liner, soak out the damage. You don't have to do anything, just be the protector of that Kimi and he will do everything. And this is what Peak to Planet are actually going to go for. I don't know if it's going to be working out, but it's still going to be a very very good one.
yeah, definitely. I mean, Hylos has always have been the meat bag soaking all the damage, but this time Peak has done a very good decision onto the draft. I mean, it counters Kalia, it kind of counters Arlot as well, because Arlot can dive inside the 5-man composition coming from Peak.
See value in me?
So Hylos will be able to stun him out
You
as well, but
should.
Nathan and Fredrin
Come
gets
and
banned out from
join
both of the
me in my
teams.
dream world.
Okay,
Yeah.
the bans are just coming up quite quick. Lunox get banned out as well.
Wow, Lunox, the magic is what they want to focus on. So, Peak, they could have gone away with the Natan here because they already have the Kimi. But it's okay because they do not want to see Lucam on a comfort here. And them banning out the Lunox tune might be waste for a utility into the jungle. And if they are able to play out the assassin also, right, they wouldn't have bothered banning away the Natan. So Crimson Echo, if they can read this out, they can ban away another jungle hero. Which, wait, they already removed all the possible utility jungle, so what could they still remove here? Oh, Phobias, okay, not bad.
Gets banned out. I mean, Fulvius kind of worked good against Lapu Lapu, I'd say, but they're quite equal if we're talking
Yeah.
about the might. So I guess it's good in taking it down, but they have already that Lapu Lapu. They know it was going to be the EXP laner. So did the ban Fulvius for that
Oh,
gold lane?
I think they are just manifesting a Lapu Lapu goal because they have a Kimi mid already. You're kind of treating the Kimi as a Yi Sun at this point. So I feel like this has to do with the drafting as well. But it's gonna be the Ruby yet again into the hands of Peak. and this have to be a ruby goal. So maybe Peak, instead of going for the utility, they wants to go for the Yi Shin again, which I wouldn't mind because right now the lineup's coming through from Crimson Echo here. The Eve is kind of stopping Peak to go for the utility yet again. But if they also go for the utility too, there is limited, very very limited option. Because the best utility you could go for was the Basha and the Fredrin, which have been completely banned away.
Experience the
Even if
euphony
they
of
go for the Alpha, I don't think
suffering.
it's really good enough. But Crimson Echo, they're gonna be going for the classic marksman pick. It's gonna be the Granger here. Now,
Oh,
pick.
Skyzen's Granger has been stolen, and this time it will be Lucum under the Granger. I mean, I have seen Lucum play that Granger. He does it so nicely. I mean, both of them, if I'll talk about skill wise, they're kind of equal as well. But Peak,
Uh,
they need to pick that jungler because the jungler role is quite wide open for them, and they have different kind of possibilities. I mean, definitely can't go for a Haya because there is a Kalia there, and there is that Eve, but joy is always open when it's a Eve.
yeah, it's gonna be very risky for the Zoe here yet again. So yeah, Yishin was the better option. They were actually setting up for the Yishin, and I also feel like Crimson weren't where they weren't actually worried about the Yishin either, because looking at the pick so far, of course they were actually baiting Peak to pick out the assassins, but also they pick out a counter for the assassin again. Even if they go for this kind of assassin, the Kalia is definitely gonna be out there. And now they have it in their head that maybe even if they force them to go for the Yushin, they have the laser already and the Arlot, which can dive in into the backlines and be a menace against the Yushin most of the time, especially into the early game. The laser excels if he goes in a 1v1 situation against the Yushin. So this is kind of a well-made draft coming through from Crimson Echo. Very well done, but Peak, they have the scaling, right? If they even if they survive into the early game, if they play for the Kimi, it will be a good job. Well done.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, draft wise, both of them are looking quite strong, but in this meta, I have seen the $5 happening between those two junglers, that Lancelot versus that YSS every time. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with this, we are back again into the land of dawn. It is going to Crimson Echo onto the blue side this time and Peak onto the red side. There's going to be a boy K, and alongside Debbie will be casting you through this match. And Crimson Echo was able to, secure a terrific, victory at the first game in BO5, and they will be looking out for more, while Peak won't be trying to give up this easily.
Yeah, this is gonna be crucial for them to equalize onto this as well. But onto the top lane, this is what they want to focus on actually, trying to give out a little bit of spacing for Ricky onto that Lapu Lapu. But they have to be losing out onto this Lethal Wanderer now because the jungle potting coming through from Kais is going onto that beer here, trying to pick it out so that he'll be trading out with the Lethal Wanderer here. And yeah, it's gonna be taking a little bit of time, but hey, damage? What? Hey, Kai? Caught into the midst of it all with the first blood already being given away. Yuki. Well, that was what I did not expect, man. I did not expect that necessarily for Kais to go in. He could have go for another route, but Kaizen might be in trouble right now. But hey, it does have the crowd control and the heal and the sustain into the early game, so it will be okay. But what a bad move that's been done by God Kais though. On the other hand, I feel like Crimson Echo, they might try to focus on going in more for a little bit of an invasion. Yuki already level 4 right now, trying to get still onto that beer here with
Okay.
the counter.
Yuki, looking quite low, pops out that second skill of
What?
Granger, but will be taken down by God. Guys, the jungler scores have been equal, and the first to fall down from both of the teams will be the jungler. But Sid goes again with the fire slash, dealing a lot of damage on the Clays. Clays will be taken down. Kalia comes right there. Ricky will be looking out for that bravest fighter. It gets popped out as well. Sid will be looking quite low as well, and will be taken down by Lemoner this time. The turtle is up. Nick will be low. And Yuki comes in at the right moment, but he will miss out that puncture.
Yeah, there was actually a long brawly fight that we can see right now just for the turtle here. But I think it's still gonna be a very good decision for Crimson to try to contest upon it. but they don't have that frontliner, right? Nick is not available into the picture, so they're gonna have to concede. The turtle will be taken by God Kai. It's a little bit of a heal that he have from the previous two deaths that he already suffered. He cannot he cannot actually die anymore at this point because onto the Yishin, you do not want to die as early on these 2 minutes of the game, and not to mention two deaths. You kinda have to need the farm because when you have the farm, you have the damages. When you have the damage, you are able to reset onto your passive as fast as possible, and that damage is required from the team as well. So peak, they have to play their cards right. They shouldn't engage very often.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that first blood. I mean, he should have played it quite safer because Yushin Shin, as
Yeah.
like that jungler, he just needs to farm up a lot before going into team fight. That, as you mentioned in the first game as well, Yushin Shin needs to be a level higher than any other jungler to be dealing a lot of damage. But this time, the roles are turned up. It is quite around the reverse. God guys, with the two deaths, is going to cost Peak a lot of time, a lot of resources as well.
Yeah, and the turtle is what they have to focus on, and especially. But the thing about Crimson is that they can let go of this turtle and try to play for the Granger again, because this time around I think the Granger is really doing a good job in maintaining into the lane against Kaizen. Because look, he's gonna be sticking up the Capricia, and when he have all the stack on the Capricia needed, he'll be able to form all of those unlimited bullets as well. But hey, engage
Okay,
coming through.
Kalia goes in the tsunami slam onto the point. Skyzen will be taking down the damage, but he'll be able to survive with that flicker. Use defensively, but in the middle lane, it will be Suzumi who will be looking down in a bit of trouble and quite low as well. And will be taken down by Ricky. Ricky. This time, it's not a Yuzong, it's a Lapu Lapu, so he's going to deal a lot. But look at that stun coming in from Savage Warrior. The traction pulse connects right on point, but he will be quite low. But before dying, he'll be the one securing that kill onto Nick. Skyzen here, dealing a lot of damage onto Yuki and Lukem combined. But once again, in the mid lane, God Kais secures that kid onto Sid. Peak looking quite long. The previous fighter gets popped out. Suzumi will be suffering a lot of damage, but Ricky will be backing off for now. They'll have that room open for the turtle, but into the bottom lane, Skyzen goes in. Lukem with a slither of HP will be able to survive this fight.
Yeah. Oh, that was a close call indeed, and you do not want to get soloed by a Ruby, the tanky hero. And of course, Skyzen, if he did have the flicker, it could have been a sure kill, but this is going to be a free round for him. The Lord taken down the side of Peak yet again. There's going to be a little bit of a response, but Yuki have to return to the bottom side to try to defend it because he knows surely that they cannot really give away this, but never mind. Lemonade trying to get a little bit of a zone. Well, yeah, they should be able to take this turret down. That's gonna be the lead that they're looking for. There might not be an engage coming through because 3-3 onto the bottom lane. It's very funny because the jungle and the XPs are actually split apart, but the conceal coming through. Not much of an engage that they're gonna be doing right now.
Teams they're trying to play it quite safe. No more fights. They've realized that Peak has realized that they need to farm up on that YSS because God guys once again getting into that fight will be looking down quite low and will have to back off. YSS into
Yeah.
early game phase is not going to ever work out if you guys die a lot.
That's what this is actually, of course we do know that there's gonna be a brawly competition meta as well. But hey, there might be a steal onto this blue right now, but Peak, I feel like they do have all the control onto the map here because thanks to God Kais, he was able to play the far lanes and get all of those minions here and there stunned though.
Okay, Sid will be looking quite low in between the three hunters right there from Peak and will be taken down. The conceal being used up from Nick Godkais will be looking quite low. The tsunami slam comes right in. The real world manipulation gets popped down. Skyzen will be looking quite low, but look at that stun coming in. Yuki trying to dish out a lot of damage, but with that slither of HP, he has to go back. But once again, the bravest fighter gets popped out. Lapu Lapu driving deeper, securing a double kill. Suzumi this time, though, he'll be looking quite low as well. And oh my god, Team Crimson Echo are replying back. Peak has been shutted down. A 4 kill for 3.
My goodness, this is the worst you could do. 3 kills onto the hands of Lucan right now, the Grander who hasn't been able to make an impact into the early stages now. He will be hurting quite a lot, and I feel like he does have the Sky Pacer as well, so he's gonna be having all of those stacks that is required into the Sky too. And this is worst case scenario for the side of Peak. But then again, they do still have the goalie into their favor and the control onto the map as well, so they can play around it still, but they shouldn't risk losing or dying anytime soon. They cannot really go in there and try to go for all of those engages when they know that they will be losing all those fights. But right now, I think they might be trying to protect onto the bottom lane, which is actually gonna be okay.
Okay, once again, Ricky diving deeper into that. Bravest fighter dealing a lot of damage. Nick this time though will be able to survive with a slither of HP, but he'll be taken down by Savage Warrior. That guy is getting kills after kills. The Sky Piercer getting stacked down. Skies then. You know, the Sid, the Fire Slash was quite insane, but the Skyzen's Flicker was there to protect him for now. But meanwhile, Lancelot onto the top lane, securing that first tier turret. But Lord this time will be taken down by Team Peak.
Yeah, they concede to the Lord so that they'll be able to get out this one turret to the top lane. And I do understand why they were actually gonna go for this, because they do understand that they cannot really go in. The openings were too tight to go in as well. And there's always this Ruby and Ricky onto that Lapu Lapu trying to join in away. And of course, on top of that, we have a Hylos that is gonna be so tanky, and there's no way that Crimson will be able to melt him down too. But Lucam is gonna be the main damage sources for the side of Crimson here. They can go for the backlines, they can go for it. I mean, they do have ways to go for the backlines, but the thing that they need is break the walls that are the frontliners on the side of Peak, and they haven't been able to do so. This is the only reason why the setup's coming through from Sid or Nick hasn't been able to find that proper follow up, and they are struggling a lot with
Okay,
that.
Yuki. Okay, Yuki gets trapped out. The bravest fighter gets popped out. Yuki will be looking quite low. Will be taken down by Ricky. The final slash comes right in. You know, taking down Ricky into the turret. But the Tsunami Slam on point. Skyzen gets taken down. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Team Crimson and Team Peak. They will be looking for that openings, but this time Crimson is kind of falling down against Peak. The Peak is back into the Peak gameplay.
Yeah, they're bringing back their Peak gameplay right now. They did lose out Skyzen, but this is a fighter. Oh, stun, Lucam!
Lucam will be taken down, but Ricky will fall down as well. Suzumi will go on securing the kill. Team Crimson, they shouldn't be committing to those kind of things, like going, a bit in front. But Nick, though, the Tsunami Slam on point. But it won't be of any use. But we can see Yuki trying to take down that blue buff, because he kind of really needs that right now, because they are lacking behind in farm. There is a 5k goal difference. The score difference is 4 as well. So Team Crimson, they need to play out a bit safer.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should be doing right now. Safer to play better the game. So Crimson, they are slowly and but surely trying to come out on top, and Peak has been able to throw a little bit hate in there. They were going in when unnecessary team fight has been approaching. And of course, you want to brawl out, but I do understand that you want to go for the brawls, but you kind of have to be mindful of what the brawl is going to be, benefiting you, and they haven't been able to do that. They have been losing their lives if when they could have avoided it. But still, with the golden and the map pressure that they have already made for themselves, Crimson Echo are put in a position where they have to stay together almost all the time, because you will never know where Pig is going to be coming through, because they are the one with the map, they are the one who have the advantage, they are the one with the damages.
But on the bottom lane, they're trying to be quite sneaky and taking out that inhibitor quite as fast they can, and they'll be trying to retreat because the Lord is up. Peak will be looking out to take down this Lord as well, but this time it has been being scouted by Suzumi right there, because she's been lurking out there. Ricky has no idea that she is there.
It's gonna be very risky here. Crimson, I think Peak right now, they can blitz onto the Lord because they saw. Oh, look at that!
Okay, the glorious pathway gets popped out. Final slash right there, seared into the backline, but Ricky onto the backline as well. Lucam will be taken down. This time, Nick looking quite low. Godkais will be the one securing that kill, and Skyzen dealing the final blow onto Suzumi. Team Crimson Echo are falling down, and the echoes of Peak are just growing louder, and they'll be looking down for the end this time. But they can't just commit to it because God Kais will be the one taking down that Lord right there. They want to play it safe even though they have secured that 3-0 kill. But once again, the final slash comes in. Ryuki dives in. There'll be a lot of damage, but no casualties.
Yeah, no casualties, but the law will be taken down by Kai's reactive game style that he had. Yeah, I mean, prior to the first game, now post the first game, this is a brand new season that we are looking at, and he'll be able to perform. So he's been able to perform so well with the macros and the objective takes too, because he knows that there's no way he'll be able to win the fight without the damages onto his kit too. And even I'll be surprised if he don't have the damage also, because he has been able to find all of those turrets up and down, and of course the objective, the lords and the turtle as well. And this is the a very slow play style that he have right now. Not much of a fight that he's been taking. It's more of his team who has been going for all the fights all the time. But here right now, the Lord is what it is into the hands of Pig. It's rushing into the bottom lane. They can try to go in.
Sir, and they will be trying to go in. The Lord is right there, Crimson, because base will be quite open as well. But Yuki will be the one securing that kill onto Sid. Sorry, it will be Ricky who will be falling down. But this time, somehow, they managed to make a comeback. Team Crimson Echo are replying back. Sid will be trying to go in the final
Oh,
slash right there. Lemon are looking quite low, but they won't commit to it because they know if they dive into the lineup, they are going to take him down.
they know that they cannot really engage onto those finals here and there because of the lack of the damage that they have right now. Lucum is actually in the position where Skyzen was into that previous game, and this time around it's still in favor of Peak. They have the lead, they have the control, they have the discipline back again. They're not risking anything like they did into that previous fight, and this time around they are very, very careful on securing all of those boosters and trying to freeze out the minions as well, so that they will be lessening out the gold gain from Crimson as well. And for Lucum, he needs the damages and he's the main source right now, and he haven't been able to follow up because of the reason why there's always been the frontliner, right? And he wasn't been able to shut them down, and this is a granger we're talking about without a stack onto the Sky Pikachu, and he will not be able to do anything out there if he's still stuck in this for at least 2 minutes.
Definitely, because Ricky is always looking out for Lucum. Like, he flickers into the back line, he takes down that kill onto Lucum, dealing a lot of damage onto him. He is the semi-tank build Ricky that I'm talking about. So he quite easily can take down the Granger, but into the bottom lane. The lanes are looking quite low. The conceal being used up. Mountain Shocker is onto the play. They'll be looking down for praise, and Lucum will be the one first falling down into the hands of Ricky. As I mentioned, Nick looking quite low as well. But Savage Warrior suffering the final slash blow.
Whoa.
Sid will be replying back. Sid once again goes in. Mickey will be looking low. Sid is quite in danger, but he's not giving up yet. Arlot is still fighting out there while the base is quite wide open. Skyzen and God
Oh,
Kais will be trying to take down that base, but it is going to be Team Crimson Echo that have survived this stampede, but God Kai secured that kill onto Lancelot once again. They have done it. The minions are pouring in. The base is quite wide open. Pig securing the first victory of this match. A 1-for-1. This is going to be very interesting for following of matches.
yeah, this is amazing that they are equalizing to the game wins as well. Crimson Echo wasn't able to do anything with the lineup that they have. The lineup were actually very good, but the way that that Kais was playing onto the Ishinshin, he was all over the place. He was onto the long lanes, pushing in and going in, getting the objective, getting the farms, and going back into the lane again. Not joining the team fights most of the time, and they were able to find all of those good footing as well. And when you have the pressure onto the lanes, you have the pressure onto the map as well. You have the control, and I don't think that control was actually taken aback by Crimson Echo. They haven't have the right amount of targeting to go for this. Even though they have a setup, a very, very good setup with the Arlot and the Kalea, they couldn't do that because they are, in a very, very bad position where the damage that's coming through wasn't enough. And I kind of also hate the combination that the Kalea does not have with anyone. When you have a Kalea, you want to go for a bursty composition, either into the goal lane or into the mid side. And Eve is more of a sustain and a continuous damage hero, not a burst.
Definitely. The one you catch, you need to take it down as fast as you can. But they weren't able to do so. I hope they recognize their mistakes onto the next game, because the next game will be coming up in a few minutes and we'll be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Grab your snacks, because this battle has gone intense. The first match has been won by Crimson Echo, and Peak replied with one. So the score is equal. It's 1-1, and it's a matter of time we find out the first finalist for Throne of Dawn Season 1, powered by Miko Official Gaming, and we'll be taking a short break. It's me and Debbie signing off.
That one little girl is gonna save someone this time. For him, I will be the beacon through these turbulent seas.
Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the match 3 of this BO5 series. It is going to be very intense between Team Peak and Team Crimson Echo. And this is Throne of Dawn Season 1, and we'll be looking out for our first finalist for the game. And it is presented to you by Miko Official Gaming. It's your boy K alongside Debbie, and we'll be casting you through this match. And currently, we are into the draft phase, and we can see that Lucum's hero, that Harith, gets banned out.
Yeah, Harry's always got to be removed by pick here. I think this time around it's always a hero that you have to remove right now if you are against Lucam, especially because you know when he was into the tournaments in the past few days, the past few seasons, his his Harriets always have been removed, and I think Pick also understand that right now. They know that they have to remove all these Harriets and they'll be able to have the win condition. But onto the other side though, Crimson Echo they went away and banned out the Grot, which they are successfully always banning. But oh wait, Yuki has been targeted quite a lot, right, by Peak, and they are the one actually beating out the Fredwin again.
So, I mean, Team Crimson Echo, I can understand the Grok first ban, because it is quite same for the 3 matches, so it's not quite new for them to ban out that Grok. But Peak taking out Fredrin once again, I don't know, man. Why are they looking out for those junglers? Because Fredrin isn't even doing that good in the meta compared to the other junglers, but I guess it's a respect ban coming right there. But CC from Team Crimson Echo gets taken out.
Yeah, this is why you want to ban away when you are on the red side because either way, you cannot let go of the CC, man. You have to ban it out and just remove it onto the picture. So CC is always a red side ban, and I won't be surprised if Pick, actually went for the Basha ban too, because they have been targeting the Yuki quite a lot, right? So if they remove the Basha here, the Crimson Echo, they can actually remove
Yup.
the. Okay, there we go. Now they
I
can
mean,
remove the Zushin, right?
it is kind of obvious, I'd say, because God Kai's
Yeah.
he's been going out on that YSS for the last two matches, so it is possible that he will pick that YSS once again. So Team Crimson Echo, they should be banning out that if they have a room open, but it'll be Zushin who'll be onto that chopping board, and Team Peak with the first pick. What do you think, Debbie? It's going to be? Is it going to be that YSS once again, or
Council of
something
Iron.
spicy?
No.
Okay.
There we go. That's the spicy thing that you're looking for, man. Lemonade finally getting his hand onto the gacha here, and I feel like he's gonna be able to make it work too. Because the thing about the gato pick is that he kind of stopped the Kalea and the Yisun to come through. Because this is the kind of hero that he actually directly counters, and especially into the hands of the Roma, it's a very, very available hero. So yeah, you cannot really do that anymore. So let's see what the pick is gonna be like. Lapu
Ooh.
Lapu again for Sid, and this time around, Suzumi will be the one picking on the Kimi.
Yes, sir. The roles has been reversed. The two heroes that were chosen out by Peak in the last match, they have been picked out by Crimson Echo this time because they won't be letting that slide. Lemoner onto that Gatot, as you mentioned, is going to be causing a lot of trouble for Team Crimson Echo because just saw with that Hilda pick, and even with
Yeah.
that, a tanky composition that Hylos was doing quite insane, but this time it has got taught a more dangerous pick, I'd say. Like a Hilda can deal a lot of damage, but Gatot has that taunt, so he can just taunt you out, and you can be busted out by any of the member of Team Peak. So they have to look out for it. But this time it's the same. Sorry, it's not the same. It's kind of different. God Kais has decided to go with the Lancelot. We have been seeing his YSS on to play for the first two
Yeah.
matches, but this time there is some changes.
Yeah, some changes indeed, and this is gonna be at the Lancelot. And I kind of like the Lancelot against the Kimmy, but the thing is, the Lancelot kind of needs to have those, early game skills to be able to work. But hey, 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 hey. If it is gonna be Yuki on the Yi Shin this time around, okay. Very interesting because
Well,
you still pick
yeah.
out the Yi Shin when he picked out the Gato. When there's already a Gato, it's a very, very confident move. But it's okay because this time they need to ban out the Yu Zhong for they have to deny the
Really?
Yuzhong here. Okay,
I
they
mean,
remove the Grander first. You know,
okay.
okay.
Skyzen gets targeted out, and once again, I don't understand, man. These guys are banning out each other's hero, like, and Team
Yeah.
Crimson Echo, they are just stealing those picks from Team Peak in the last match because it was a YSS, it was a Kimi, and it was a Lapu Lapu, and they have secured all three. But Peak, they're not, they're not looking out for those steals. They have gone with their own comfort this time. I mean, the
Mhm.
first match it was Team Crimson Echo's comfort, and this time it's Peak's comfort heroes. So, we have to watch out what is going to happen. But Ranger and Ruby getting banned, season and Lucum's hero pool has been shortened, I guess.
Yeah. I think they kind of manifested a little bit of a ruby into the goal side because of the presence of the Yi Shin here.
Hmm.
So for you know what, I think Labu still can go into the goal here. So
Oh,
they can actually
mm,
be flexing out the fighter goal because they already have two late game heroes into the mid lane. Mid lane, as in the jungle and the mage. Hylos taken away,
hello.
so this time around, if Crimson Echo pick out the Yuzong instead, I would really, really loved it because they can flex the Lapu Lapu into the goal side.
Yes, sir, definitely. And Lapo Gold will be very much, you know, oh, I guess your prayers has been answered there because the Yuzhong is being shown out by Lucum right there. Are they going to commit to it?
Yeah, they should. Oh my god, I love this draft, man. This is a very solid draft going through from Crimson already. Now there's gonna be
Okay.
a losing lane for the goal.
No.
And okay,
No.
really, do you want to do this, Skyzen? Come on, they kind of need a scaling hero. The thing about this fighter gold lane is that they need a scaling hero into the mid side and the jungle, and they can pick out the fighter heroes. But if they want to go for the brawl, it could be a bit brawly. But for Ricky though, he's gonna definitely have to go against the Yuzhong here. So he should not go in a 1v1 situation. They should focus more onto the team fights. Skyzen, come on man, you need a marksman here.
I guess your prayers has been answered once again. Kaizen onto that Esmeralda and Ricky with the Darlord. These are some troublesome heroes for Team Crimson Echo, because they do have that two fighter composition. Same with Team Peak, but somehow Team Peak is looking strong because I'm a Yuzong main, so I know Arlot is going to cause a lot of trouble into that early game phase, and we all know that Esmeralda is kind of a counter for Lapula because he is not going to
Yeah.
get those thick shield.
Definitely. This is also the main reason why they went for the Esmeralda, right, first guys, and they completely ignored the marksman. So this is gonna be a marksman-less composition for Peak. They should end the game very early on. But the thing about the Yuzong as well is that the Yuzong, if it was into the hands of Ricky, it would have been very, very
Atang?
good. But hey, the Badang onto the last pick, it's definitely gonna be a good setup coming through. A lot of frontliners already onto the hands of Crimson Echo. They're gonna have to play for Yuki and Suzumi this time around, and Lucam transitioning just a little bit down to the fighter side, but Skyzen already did with the Ruby. So I really want to see how he performs on a utility rather than the damage dealers, right? Because most of the time we have seen him onto those damage dealers heroes, and this time around he's more focused onto the XPs.
You know what? I kind of think like Peak do have that dive in composition because they do have that Gatot, they have that AOG right there, and Lancelot is there to dive into the back line and getting kills onto that. And the jungler like Yuki and Suzumi right there because Kimi and YSS are going to be very squishy in front of those kind of lineups. They do have that chunky lineups, and they don't have a tank melter right there, so it is going to be you know troublesome for Team Crimson Echo, and they have to play it very safe because you cannot ignore Farsa's feather airstrike because it is going to be coming up right onto your face at any time soon. But with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again into the land of dawn. It is going to be Peak onto the blue side this time. The sides has been changed. Crimson Echo onto that red side. It is going to be a bouquet alongside Debbie, and we'll be casting you to this match.
Definitely gonna be an interesting one at that case, because 1-1 onto the score already, and a lot of bullies coming through from Suzumi here onto the mid side. Of course, this is the game we are talking about. There's gonna be a little bit of a damage coming through from Savage Warrior onto that far side against Nick. But in this current meta, the rotations in the fights has been all focused onto the XP lane here. The stuns coming through as well, but it's gonna be the creep is secured by Savage Warrior, denying just one little bit of a goal into the side of Crimson Echo.
I mean, there is some change though. Like last time, Godkais was taken down in that Leto fight, but this time there will be no Leto fight. I guess
Yeah.
he is quite aware that I'm not
Yeah.
getting that. Okay, but into the
Nah.
top lane, it will be Ricky who will be looking quite low. A 1v1 fight right there. And as I mentioned, that a lot causes a lot of trouble, but early game, Yuzong, no one can beat this guy. Because that char
Yes,
residue is going to work out perfectly fine for him. And Nick this time will be suffering quite a lot of damage.
This is why the Arlot kind of struggle against the Yuzhong into the gold lane, into the XP lane, and you have to be playing like a clearer and then go for the team fights for the objectives. And he's gonna have to be, he's gonna need that level 4 until the early phases. But right now, I think there might be a little bit of engage coming through onto the top lane, but it's not gonna be something else because they're not level 4 for the hands of Lemonade just yet. But the mid side though, Nick and Suzumi rotating very, very easily because the problem, oh my goodness, there's gonna be a dots onto the stun coming through. Got Kai's, he does not have the stone rose just yet. The teams is really not in the vicinity, so it might be a bad blood onto the top lane. There's gonna be a stun coming through and the Traction Pulse as well. 2 members. Lemonade dishing out a lot of damage onto the backlines. He's trying to go in with the SOD. That's gonna be connecting onto no one. Never mind. Got Kai's will be able to get the turtle, but Lemonade will be grab the kill onto Suzumu yet again. There was an amazing transition of a man coming through. No amount of crowd control will be able to take them down, but this is gonna be the start for Peak to rise again.
So, and I kind of loved the fact that they tried to zone out that Yuzong into getting into level 4 faster than Arlot. And once again, they're, exchanging blows, but, you know, it was kind of good for Team Peak because Yuzong was taken down. Sid wasn't there to come into the turtle fight, and it was an easy turtle for Team Peak. So, it is kind of a good trade for them.
A very, very good one. Because if you win out if you they kind of know that they're gonna be losing out to the XP side because they have an Arlot and a Yuzong together. So Lemonnier was able to rotate up on top, grab a kill on the Yuzong, get the free turtle. That's the way you're gonna be have to play with the objective sets that you have right now. But the Mountain Shoka won't be there to give out the vision. A little bit of a skirmishes might actually happen. But hey, Yuki, trying to do something here, hiding into that boost. Lemonnier might be in trouble. Getting a stun on does have the way to survive with the blink that he have right now. Not much of an engage they're gonna be doing right now. One resources being burned down, but still a very slow start of the game.
So both of the they are just trying to zone out and deal a lot of damage, but once again into the top lane.
Okay, that's gonna be an engage coming through. The Black Dragon will be used as well. Savage Warrior. And no, it's gonna be Ricky who's gonna have to use out the flicker. So two big resources being burned down. There might be a little bit of an engage coming in again. This is gonna be something important here because see right now with the petrify coming through for the airstrike connecting on to no one. Slow one at there, but there's gonna be a stun onto two members. Nick might be in trouble, taking very low. Suzumi, 1 HP, 1 hit away from getting taken down. Savage Warrior able to grab that kill. Sit still onto the run, able to recall back on time. Just one member down for the side of Crimson Echo. And this is gonna be the only casualty with that much of a team fight that they're having right now. And Peak, they'll be free to grab this turtle.
A 1-for-0 casualty right there, Peak with an insane amount of micro and macro plays coming. The team fight was quite successful
Oh
for
my
them,
god,
but
look at
into
that!
the blue
Skyzen!
buff.
I think that might be a problem because there's gonna be a stun coming through as well. He might be trying to go for more Savage Warrior coming into the backline as well. There's gonna be a stun coming in as well. Skyzen taking very low. One hit down. Suzumi able to get that vengeance on the Skyzen taking him down. But there might be another engage coming through. Suzumi getting a stun.
Okay.
That's gonna be a Nick getting in, getting stunned upon. Savage Warrior able to get another kill as well. Ricky trying to go in for more. That's gonna be the Mountain Soccer got Kai's removed from the picture. Suzumi will be able to grab another kill on her name. Ricky does not have the vengeance or the dash. One hit. No final slash will be saving him because he will be taken down before he can even do it. But Lucam on the other hand, trying to get a spot on, getting that damage done as well. The bravest fighter being popped onto no one, getting a taunt stun upon him as well. But it's gonna be Savage Warrior able to survive all of those onslaught, and this time around, Crimson able to come back.
I mean, they're definitely able to make a comeback because Peak kind of, over through the game, like the Ricky and, of course, God Kai is going inside those second tier turret when there was no necessity of that. They shouldn't have done that. And with this, they have given, Crimson Echo that amount of gold that they needed to make a comeback, even though Team Peak had that head start. But once again, into the top lane, Sid.
Okay, there might be a Black Dragon being popped against it, trying to do something. Savage
Okay.
Warrior getting stunned upon. The Petrify coming in as well. The final slash on his head. He have the knock, but it's not gonna be enough. He's gonna be removed out of the vicinity here. Nick onto the run. There's gonna be Yuki onto the picture as well, trying to do something. Suzumi will be taking very low, forced to recall away. But Peak, man, oh man, they'll be able to find something across the board. The turret is what they want, and the turret is what they're gonna be getting.
So, and this is what I was talking about. Like, Farsa is dealing a lot of damage with that feather airstrike. That's why Yuki and Suzumi were very low, while Sid got into the fight and he got taken out at the same time.
What?
So,
AOZ and a final slash combination coming through. Yuki might be taking very low, but Ricky will be the one falling down. Sid into the picture as well. There's going to be a stun coming through. 11 there, able to survive. Does have the passive, but will not be long surviving because it's going to be the double kill for Sid right now. But onto the other side, not Lemon there. It's going to be God Kai's able to secure onto this turtle. But Suzumi trying to do something, but yeah, he cannot really go in. But onto the mid side, there's going to be a defense onto this turret right now.
they need to defend their turrets. I mean, the bottom lane tier 1 turret has been taken down, but things are looking quite good for Peak quite of now because they do have the 2k go lead, which is going to help them. I mean, quite not a lot, but like the draft wise, Esmeralda is going to counter Lucas into the late game phase, though they do have that Kimmy and the Yuki, but they're not surviving quite well with the damage coming in from Farsal.
This is a bursty hero that we are talking about for Savage Warrior, and he hasn't been taken down even once yet. He does not really have the flicker right now, so if even Crimson, if they are able to make something, it's gonna be okay. But it's gonna be the ultimate being used whether it's into the mid side, trying to clear out to the minions so that he will not be able to go anywhere near the bushes. And I think he's well aware that there might be a you know an enemy boost brewing onto him. It's gonna be a stun coming through. Nick might have to walk away, not eventually gonna go for
Okay,
it, but
Ricky.
more. Oh, it's gonna be the final slash coming through. The stun coming in as well. There's gonna be a flicker onto Luke. I'm trying to go in onto Savage Warrior. The Black Dragon is coming in to AOZ just for the chase, trying to go in. Skyzen coming in as well. Nick taken down. It's gonna be a fight into the back line. Killing spree for Sid taking down Savage Warrior. It's gonna be a shutdown coming through. Ricky might be trying to chase onto Suzumi as well. Skyzen with the protection trying to go in, does not really have the damage deal onto Suzumi right now. The stun is coming there and shut down for Suzumi, taken down once again. Skyzen and Ricky trying to go in all in onto Lucum. He does have the damage as well, but he will not be able to sustain long enough because the final slash is gonna be there. Lemonade with the last hit able to take him down. Mid lane is what they want to focus on, and Ricky and Skyzen trying to get in again, trying to get the stun, but Nick right now does not really have the damage as well. But it's gonna be another engage coming through. Immunity for Yuki trying to survive, and it's gonna be Savage Warrior going in with the feather airstrike, trying to get a drone, and the turret is what they will be able to take down.
So 4-for-1 trade for Team Peak. They have risen that score once again to that lead that they had. They're not letting it go, even though they have been, pretty reckless onto protecting that Farsa, because Sid is just diving into the back line, taking her down, so she can't really deal a lot. I mean, when she's popping out the feather airstrike, but once again, is it the Lord?
Yep, that's gonna be a jump coming through. Look, I'm trying to get a stun onto the back lines. Go, Kai's able to get it, but Sid's coming through as well. One hit is gonna be enough. Ricky will be able to take him down. AOZ connecting onto no one. Is gonna be Sid onto the run, trying to get a chase. No members down for the side of Crimson. They do not have the damages, but Kaizen will be the one with the casualties. Lucum as well. 2 of the 5 goal laners taken down too, but the Lord still in favor of the side of Peak. They do have the lead right now, and they are gonna be capitalizing onto that.
So, and the Lord is going to march down onto the mid lane. Team Crimson Echo are not looking quite strong to defend this, because Nick, he doesn't have those farms. He is onto that 3 deaths, and he'll be getting taken down easily because the damage coming in from Team Peak is quite insane. The Savage Warrior is dealing a lot of damage, and even God Kais is dealing a lot of damage. And Ricky, we cannot forget that final slash, the way he's doing it, but once again into the mid lane, Sid.
Okay, he might be in trouble. Does not really have the Black Dragon. He will be able to survive long enough. But God Kai's trying to get in. The taunts coming through as well. That's gonna be the last hit. Sky's unable to shut that down. But Nick right now into the vicinity, trying to survive, able to walk away because they don't really care. The turret is what they want to focus on. The Lord will be taken care of. Ricky around the vicinity, trying to get a purchase onto the members on the side of Crimson here. The traction pulse will not be connecting. That's gonna be a final slash on the 4 members. One hit them away. It's gonna be the stack coming through for Nick, getting a stunt on. The turret is what they want, but they will not be able to get it down. But God Kai's trying to go in into the back line. Suzumi taken down, and he will be able to survive with the Phantom. What a blink coming through from him. Fast and momentum. God Kai's. What an execution he did right there.
That dude is just being a god, but once again into the mid lane.
Yeah, there will be another engage. Nick might be in trouble. It's gonna be Sid onto the dragon, trying to get the zone out. The Holy Blessing is still available for grasp, but Skyzer will be the one popping in onto the top lane. They might try to go for those as well, but a lot of tanky, chunky frontliners. The stun coming in, the feather airstrike being used again onto the backlines, trying to get for them. But the minions is still there. Bottom lane is what they're gonna be getting right now. Peak. They are unstoppable at this point, and there's no way Crimson will be able to get engaged upon all those tanky members.
So definitely, and Crimson Echo, they don't have that enough damage to counter down those Peak's counterbacks, because they're just going in, and they don't have a way to reply back to them, because Lucum isn't surviving a lot, and Yuki and Suzumi, they're not being able to deal out, do something for that team because they are always being targeted. I mean, we just saw God Kai's with that insane puncture onto the bot lane, taking down Suzumi. He was quite low, but that is what a Lancelot
Oh.
should do. But in the top lane, the Savage Warrior is being chased with a
Oh.
conceal. 5 men right there.
Oh.
Suzumi.
I think it's okay. Oh my goodness, Suzu! Outplay, but it's gonna be Rick trying to get a stun on him as well. Not being able to chase him down. Savage Warrior still surviving. Killing spree for the Lancelot right now. God Kai's able to get the vengeance, and Savage Warrior is still standing. 2 kills down the line. Just for the mates is what they want right now. Yuki getting chased upon the mountain shocker will be popped just for survivability. And the lore is what Peak will be focusing on right now. But man, Savage Warrior, why? How did he survive all that?
That was kind of a Sans type of move, the flicker
Yeah.
Farsa play, because he always does that when he uses that feather airstrike. There is always flicker ready to bring out some outplays, and that is what Savage Warrior has done right there. I mean, the mechanics this dude has is quite insane onto Farsa, because we saw that in the first game. Even though they lost it, this guy did a lot for that game. And even in this game, he has a score of 4-1-4. I mean, we can understand from the score that he's quite doing much for the team. But the Lord will be marching down into the bottom side of the lane, and Team Peak, they will be sinking those minions. I mean, look at them. They're quite in sync. And they'll be looking out to take down those 2 inhibitors from Team Crimson Echo.
Yeah, this is exactly very, a buffet for the side of Peak. They can try to go in, getting... Oh, Ricky, that's going to be a final slice, and the
Okay.
combination on the background. That's going to be a very, very chaotic, messy team fight coming through. Ricky, Savage Warrior will be taken down by Luca onto the backline as well. There might be any games coming through. The Lord still have the available, but Suzumi will be able to get a shutdown onto Kai's here. Inhibitor not getting taken down. The stun is definitely going to be there from Nick, trying to zone them away. But what happened? Peak, they might be falling down because Kai's is still available. They're very healthy. It's going to be a stun coming through. Suzumi into the backline is getting a free hit. Ricky will be the one removed from the picture here again. The conceal is what they want. The flicker coming through as well. The stun. Limonier might be taken down very low. Will be removed, but Skyzen will be able to get a kill onto Nick again. He's still running. He's still going in, getting in. The damage is not really doing anything. Suzumi isn't able to take Skyzen down. There's going to be a stun coming through as well. The tower is what they want to do. Look with the British Rider trying to go in. Skyzen taking very low. He still has the way to survive. One hit away. Yuki will be able to grab that kill, but Suzumi on the other hand getting hunted upon by Savage Warrior, but he will be able to survive. But what a defense coming through from Crimson Echo.
A nice reply back from Team Crimson Echo to Peak that Lord Stampede was going to be the end of this game if Team Crimson Echo didn't play their cards well, but guess what? They just did. And they'll be looking out for more now. They'll be looking out for those bounties, because the bounties has been drawn. The gold lead has been reduced to 3k. Now it's their time. They are, these guys are ready for that Lord fight up there in 40 seconds, because the Lord will be up in that time. But Peak, they have suddenly lost their momentum in their last team fight.
Yeah. And still it's gonna be okay for them. But there was an instant comeback by Crimson Echo actually. I feel like Peak was a little bit too overexcited trying to end the game. They weren't able to get even even one inhibitor. 2 of the standing inhibitors still very healthy, but they weren't able to take it down because they were trying to end the game with the Lord very soon. But still, I would say Crimson, they were having ways to try to zone in, but never mind. There's gonna be a conceal coming through. Nick trying to get a stun, might be in trouble. Take it very low, but God Kaiser to the backline. Suzumi take it down again. Savage Warrior with the air, so trying to get a stun onto Nick as well. AOZ at the backline. Skyzen will be able to survive, but Nick still onto the run. There's gonna be the sword and the stun coming to one more hit away. It's gonna be Ricky trying to go in. Nick taken down. The revitalizes mob as well. Luke trying to get re-engaged upon the base fighter will be popped as well. The stun is coming through. The dragon is still available, trying to get the June away, and they will be going back. Peak, the engage was in favor for them, and this time around they will be able to get the mid lane inhibitor successfully. But Ricky trying to go in for the chase yet again, getting ready 5 right on. There's gonna be a stun coming through. Lucam onto the backline trying to get a stun as well. He
Okay.
will not be landing anything. The
Misses
flicker is
out.
coming through as well. He is able to walk in, getting all the sustain too. Lemon there. He's still able to survive, but right now Skyzen being the zoner, not letting them anywhere near his team, and the Lord will be onto the focus yet again by Peak.
I mean, the Luke of missing out that stun right there from the bravest fighter was quite insane. But once again, the team fight gets drawn out. Sid looking quite low. Will be taken down for now. Ricky will be the one securing that kill. Skyzen will be looking out for more. Look at the thick shield onto the top.
Yeah, this is gonna be very, very healthy. Esmeralda right now. It's gonna be a stun coming through. Look, I'm trying to go in on the skies, and there's gonna be the pulling storm and getting a stun on the Cookie. We'll be falling down to the hands of Lemonade right now. Look, I'm still onto the run. Got Kai's able to remove him onto the vicinity here. But the air trying to the backline, trying to get a stun onto Nick. One hit away from falling down, but says he has the immortality. But the Lord is what is coming into the mid side, marching in. The base is onto the focus, and Crimson Echo will be taken down. Peak again, rising. This is gonna be the match point that they are having right now.
Yes, sir, and they're doing pretty well as well. Because look at those peaks. Lemonade, definitely the MVP of this match. I mean, as you mentioned, his comfort pick was right on the play, and he was playing it quite well. So, Peak, with an insane amount of gameplay, macro and micro plays, were quite on point. But Team Crimson Echo, the thing that they're lacking is Alcel Raft. I mean, they could have gone for some better roamer instead of someone who gives Esmeralda a lot of shield. I mean, more shield. And,
Yeah,
opening up a roam.
mhm. It's cool, man. I thought, I was sure that it would be actually a good win for Crimson Echo because of the draft, right? The draft was actually amazing for them.
Yeah, definitely. The draft was quite good. But, Peak had those insane team fights where they've won and in the early game phase as well. Because we are not going to leave out Savage Warrior for now, because that guy
Yeah.
was always targeting those squishies. Yuki and Suzumi were facing a lot of trouble because they weren't able to sustain much to go into those team fights. To be upfront, deal damage, they weren't able to do so. I guess Farsa is what they should be looking out for.
Yeah, that's why Savage Warrior, the way he was able to survive from all of those, yeah, it was worth playing for just the Versa, right? They were actually focused onto the Versa rather than any other because God Kai is onto the land side, he was able to survive any kind of onslaught because of the mobility that he have. And at one point at a time, even Lucam, I feel like the sense he has been making was perfect, but they weren't having that follow up that they required. Yuki does not really have the positioning, or Suzumi either, and that caused them a little bit of a game as well. The draft was impeccable. It was actually amazing for a Crimson Echo, but then again, Peak, the execution was much better than required, and the way that they were actually playing, because they know that they're going to be having a losing lane onto the XP side, so they were playing for the XP and letting go of Skyzen to on his own device onto the gold lane side, and that was the start of the lead that Peak have.
Yeah, definitely. But with this, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking down a short break for the match four, if I'm not wrong, because Peak is with a two score and Crimson Echo with a one score. Will they be able to make a comeback, or will this be the end of this best of five series right there? And we will have to look out for it. And for this, it's me, Kay, and Debbie signing off. We are back again into the match for. I mean, that was kind of a good intro, I'd say.
Banger,
So
banger intro.
yeah. So hello
That was
guys, it's K and Debbie once again. I mean, we are the guys who have been doing it. So it's Crimson Echo onto the blue side this time, and Peak onto the red side, and we can see Vice is getting brand out this time. Crimson Echo, the Grok is not up there. I'm very happy.
Oh, well, they should be banning in a way now this time around.
Is banning.
It's a very, very good ban. It's just like you already said. If they want to stick to the really good, okay, they stick to the original
Ooh.
plan. Ban away Lucum's hero. That is the Harris, and he will be forced to play the fighter too. And I don't think he's really comfortable onto the fighter as well. And he won't be able to perform with the Lapu Lapu too. But I also the previous game I also blame onto the hero as well because the Lapu Lapu get countered a lot by the Esmeralda, and I don't think he was able to do anything because even when he was trying to go in, there's always gonna be skies and dancing in front of his face, getting all the shields and getting the damages done too. And dancing Latina, if not. But here it's
Yeah.
gonna be two jungles banned. This time around, Crimson Echo are the one banning out the jungle, not Peak.
Okay. They have realized that God Kai's is the one who is causing a lot of trouble, but they should be, very peculiar about that Farsa ban because I do want to see it get banned from Team Crimson Echo. If they're not looking out for Farsa, then they're definitely missing out something.
Mhm. This is actually Savage Warrior was known for the Voxana and the Farsa, right? So yeah, you got to have to respect that also. But the thing, I do understand why Crimson did not really bother to ban out the Farsa because into the first game they were able to counter it easily with the Lancelot. So yeah, it was a very okay ban. But here they should. What should they remove though? They are to the first pick, so if they don't want the CC, they could remove the CC here, or yeah, there we go. CC removed.
Nice prediction right there, because the CC gets removed out and Team Peak this time, and they have that subtle phase of banning out the Zoshin in all the three matches. I mean, if Ray was here, I mean, it is his match that I'm doing. So if that guy
Yay.
was here, he would have been very sad, seeing Peak taking out Zoshin every time. But this time, they are not letting that Gatot slide into Peak's hand. Lemonade won't be looking out for that Gatot. It will be Sid who'll be picking it out.
Okay. Sid.
Um,
I think he's. Wait. If this is a Gatot XP, I'll be crashing out because Gatot XP is definitely not the best price man. It has to be the Rome, right? Got to be the Rome. But nevertheless, onto the other side, it's gonna be
come
Ricky.
on.
It's gonna be picking up the Lapu Lapu and again the Suzumi onto this Kimi. So the Lapu Lapu still definitely gonna be out there as a goal lane, or it's still a flex. I can't believe we are getting to a point where the fighters are a flex for a goal or an XP. But yeah,
Even
it's
I don't
amazing.
understand.
This is a meta where the mates go into the goal lane sometimes, and the marksman goes into the mid lane, like Gimme and Lunox,
Oh,
right? And the fighter
oh, oh.
goes into the goal as well.
Oh, that is quite spicy as well. Crimson Echo left out that Grok for the one time, and Lemonhead didn't miss the chance to pick it out. But as we are talking about fighters onto the goal lane phase, imagine a Lapu Lapu carrying out Granger's gun and doing pew pew. That would have been diabolical.
Diabolical man. But here, on to the other hand, you know what? Okay, it was actually Grok being open completely. Okay. Grok is gonna be into the hands of Lemonade right now. Whatever he against. The Grok is so annoying. No matter how much you deal with it, it's very annoying. Even though you kill him a lot of times, it's gonna be giving a lot of vision as well as a lot of crowd control as well. Because you can see all of the skills that he have are all crowd control, and you cannot really control it as well. But on to the other hand, this is gonna be the Lapu, not Lapu, the Yves ban from Pig. Very
Oh,
interesting because they ban out the Yves. Do they want
that
a utility jungle?
I mean, that wasn't required if we'll just think about it. But once again, they're banned, so they have something on their mind. But, somehow I think Crimson Echo has fallen into that loop because they were banning out that Grog because they didn't wanted it on the opponent side. But once again, they left it out open. but they left out that Gatot as well, so they can't allow Lemonade onto the Gatot. And once once Gatot is picked, they can't make that Gatot onto a flex pick like onto the EXP. So the Grok is ultimately will be open for Team Peak. So that is kind of a loophole, right?
Yeah, that's why. Oh, wait, to think about the Nathan ban. I, I feel like
They
they
are.
wanna go for something utility, right? Or,
I don't know,
but
man.
there's no
I kind of
utility
think
in
they're onto
MOBA.
something.
Yeah, peak man. But okay, it's gonna be the Ruby Steel removed because actually, this is the lineup that can play for the mage again, which is in this case is the Gimme. And Skyzen, as we can see, he was able to play the Ruby so well, and the Esmeralda also. Actually, it's funny to say that he was the one actually struggling with the grandeur and shining with the fighters when he is the a young goal laner here. But let's see what they're gonna be lining up for, because still Crimson Echo, they do not want to take chances. They have to remove the Hayabusa.
Yes, sir. Hayabusa has to be removed because they won't be looking out for that insane pickup heroes. Because last time it was Lancelot and Farsa, and they are doing their job perfectly. And they don't want God guys to have that upper hand with those assassin picks. So Hayabusa ban was quite good as well. But the Phoveus gets picked out by Sky Zen. Once again, it's a double fighter composition coming in from Peak. But guess what? Esmeralda
Yes.
is open.
Oh, Esmeralda. Okay, let's see what the Esmeralda is gonna be doing. Will they against? Wait,
I mean,
Phobias. Mm, okay.
because
This is
con
a very confusing meta, man. Come on. You can have two fighters, two XP potential, and you can still struggle with it. But I feel like, this is gonna be Esmeralda and Arlott, right? But the thing is, the
oh,
Phobias, okay, Lunox, if it goes, okay, this is all right, I understand now. They can go for the Phobias XP lane against Arlott, and yeah, a little bit of a losing lane for both of the sides.
but guess what?
What?
I'm kind of liking the composition of Team Crimson Echo because they do have that reply back for every pick that Peak is picking. Peak is picking is kind of rhyming, so yeah, let's not just go into that. But they don't have any reply for that Croc. But it is enough that Esmeralda is there for Lapu Lapu. She is even there for that Phoveus and Suzumi. But that Lunox pick was, cherry on cake kind of thing. Because Lunox is a tank melter and she's going to deal out a lot of damage with the dark ult onto those three fighters. I mean, I'll consider Grok as a fighter as well, but okay, there are four fighters.
Okay, four fighters, one marksman. That's also a mate. And the other side's gonna be a little bit of a tankiness here and there. And yeah, this is gonna be a winning XP side for Peak and a winning gold lane side for uh Crimson. Yeah, this is a meta, man. This is a very, very weird meta. But they're still gonna be working out, because this time around it's gonna be Skyzen onto the Lapu Lapu and not Lucam, because Lucam will be trying to go for a little bit of tankiness yet again, but he will be onto the winning lane. So I hope that he'll be able to perform with the Esmeralda yet again against the Lapu Lapu, because the rotation is gonna be definitely important. But you know what, Kay? I think the objective, every damage dealing potential, will definitely go into the hands of the mid laners.
Yeah, definitely, because Luke Knox will be out there and Kimi. I mean, both of the mid laners, they are quite insane with the damage because Kimi can deal a lot and she does have that mobility that is going to help them a lot as well. But that is the thing that I was talking about. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back again into the land of dawn. Once again, it's Crimson Echo onto the onto the blue side, and Peak onto the red side. It is going to be your boy K alongside Debbie, and we'll be casting you through this match. But one thing I just noticed now, the Crimson
Mhm.
Echo, it is CE, but they do have a E and C onto the
EC,
logo. So
yeah. Yeah,
nice.
you gotta. You got to, you got to have a little bit of an originality, and I think Crimson Echo have Echo Crimson onto their name, so it's a bit of originality, but still not a different rotation coming out from Lemonade. But this time around, it's also gonna be Nick coming in, trying to get an engage. 'Cause it's gonna be a knock coming through as well, but they're gonna be just clearing out the minions here again, and this is a meta where the XP is important, and Lemonade has been playing for the XP for 3 games straight.
I mean, this is kind of possible because it is quite interesting to see a tank, a mage, and the EXP rotation onto the EXP lane, which we don't see quite often in those regular games like ranked games, because it is always a rotation to that goal lane. But this time the things are different because there is no goal laner. There is no
Yeah.
guy with a gun except that Kimmy.
And it's also a magic damage dealer. And of course, they are going to be trying to play for the Lunox and the Kimi all together. It comes down to who have the more tankiness as well. But the one conclusion about Peak is that they have a true damage onto their side, which is God Kai's onto the Xbox. There was a very good closing draft. But the last time I said the draft was amazing, they lost, so I do not really want to jinx it anymore.
I mean, they did ban out those 5 junglers and they lost, so this time it might be different. But the turtle god Kais will be able to secure that down.
Okay, there might be another engage coming through as well. Immunity by Freaky. Yuki taken down very low, removed. Nick will be able to trade it out with a kill onto the outer circle as well, but it's gonna be Son coming through into the backlines. It's gonna be a knock as well. The jump, the Infernal Pursuit. Ricky will be able to grab that triple kill. They lost out onto their jungle, but they did manage to grab the triple kill. But onto the other hand, it's gonna be a flicker coming through. Lucam able to grab a kill onto Savage Warrior, but onto the other side, Ricky trying to get onto Suzumi, one hit away, but he knows better than to go in. No trade at all, but still all 2-3 for the team, and the turtle onto the hands of Peak.
This guy, dude, Ricky, with a triple kill onto the early game of that 4 years is going to cause a lot of trouble, but we cannot forget that Esmeralda Lucum from the bot lane came into the mid lane, took down that important kill for their team, Savage Warrior, with that one death right there. That is going to help them a lot as well, because Crimson Echo will be looking out for those openings, and that was an opening right there. And once again into the bottom lane, Lucum is getting surrounded by 3 people.
Yeah, I think he might be getting engaged upon, but it's gonna be okay right now. But the taunt is coming through as well. Lemonade might be chase Nick trying to get a stun onto him, but hey, it's not gonna be an engage anytime soon because these are tanky frontliners. They cannot really get the damages done. And Suzumi, on the other hand, if he does have the damages, he'll be able to find a way to go in. But yeah, they have to walk away without that for the time being.
I mean, Lunox just needs a few more items to deal out that damage, and she is going to be very deadly because she can just escape from that, Xbox ult with that light ultimate. But once again, into the mid lane, Grok.
Okay, that's gonna be an AOZ used defensively. Another. Well, the final K be able to grab a kill onto trouble. The Praiser Strike will be giving him the double kill again. What a game for the son of Crimson Echo right now. Ricky trying to get a hide onto the bushes right there. Savage Warrior trying to go in. They don't have their jungle right now. It will be a dumb move to try to contest onto this turtle. Yep, it's definitely going to be free for Yuki right now.
Definitely, and that was quite a nice move. Comeback, I'd say, from Crimson Echo. They've secured that second turtle of this game, sorry, the first turtle of this game, and they'll be looking out for more. While Ricky, okay, Skyzen looking quite low, will be taking down the
my
Suzumi. That
God.
final blow landed perfectly onto him, and the team Peak is kind of looking in trouble. The draft is backfiring them. They left out the Esmeralda while they picked out that Phobius, the one who gets shield from jumping, and another guy that gets shield from jumping as well. And
You know,
Esmeralda
This
will
one.
jump on them as well. So
I think this around Lucam might eventually be having a comeback in a minute because he will be able to get all the seals done like you mentioned, but never mind, there's gonna be a tech charge connecting in the flicker. Lemon will be able to survive from all of this also and able to remove all of these minions from taking the turrets down, but there might be an engage, another one that's gonna be the Brass Fighter used by Skyzen, but Lucam with all the seals that he have will not be taken down anytime soon. They need the Xbox to try to take down Lucam, and the Xbox still out onto the top lane, so the engage is definitely going to
Fredrin.
be futile. But right now, Yuki trying to get a stun, but yeah, they have to disengage. Not much of a damage done from both of the sides. These are the tanks that we are talking about. But another taunt onto Ricky, trying to get a chase onto him as well. Will not be engaging anytime soon. Not much they can do, but all they can do is right now try to focus on clearing out the minions.
Okay, but this time Crimson Echo are trying to play it quite safe, but once again into the mid lane, Nick looking quite low. AOG once again used defensively. That guy is just going inside this fight, taking up damage, and getting thrown out by his own AOG.
Yeah, this is important, man. But hey, right now Sid trying to get a trying to get a focus onto the Manir as well. But hey, for the pursuit onto the back line, Skyzen getting a lot of seal. Lucum was able to survive all of those onslaught, but the turtle is what they want to focus on. Kai's into the picture here. Another damage dealing potential that Peak already have onto the table right now. Yuki might be bucking up without any trouble. Does have the stacks, but he'll not be able to go in because this is what they are waiting for. If Lucum or Yuki is taken down, there's gonna be flicker being committed by Sid. There's gonna be more resources being burned out. And for the pursuit, on the three members is going to be connecting onto them as well. The damage is done. Savage Warrior able to hit onto the backlines, but Suzumi trying to get a chase onto the backline as well. Nick might be able to sustain a lot of damage as well for the person onto the backlines. And one more hit down. This is a sustain coming to Ricky, able to survive with 4 members onto him. But it's going to be a shutdown for Suzumi right now. 2 kills on the board, all in favor of Crimson. This is what Pig was waiting for, and now they are biting them into the behind, but they will be able to get this turtle there, and all for free.
All for free, of course. Thank you so much, Kay and Debbie, for covering me up. AOG comes up, killing spree for the Fedrin. Yuki after the turtle, he got a hand onto the
Oh my
Xbox as
God.
well. It's so good. I mean, you know what I feel like when I just entered, I mean, I heard Debbie screaming, and I saw like, oh my goodness, what's happening here? It's like Peak is literally playing the big gameplay, but at the same time, Crimson
Yeah.
is so good with the objective securance and the macro securance as well. They got a macro there onto the bot, and to the mid might be taking out it or not. No, for now they're not taking it out. But the Lapu Lapu joining there for the team fight here. Debbie, can you give me some quick recap of the BO5 series?
Yo, you wanna know? This is gonna be the match point already for Peak. If Peak get this game, it's gonna be their win for the semi-finals. So Crimson, they are in a peculiar position where they have to try to win this game to equalize and drag us to the game number 5, but they haven't been able to do so because looking at the graph so far, it's a bit of a 50-50 situation happening right now. And you know what, Ash? It's a fighter goal lane we are talking about, and magic damage into the mix side for a scaling hero. It's the Lunox and the Kimi, and they are performing so well with the positioning too. They are equalizing onto the goal, not getting any team fights done. And Lucam this time around onto the Esmeralda as well. He's able to find all the damages and the stuns.
Yeah, but now it's more like you said so correctly about the 50-50 situation, because they got the Lunox in their hand, and from this side they have the Kimi as well. So it's more like the concentration, the equilibrium is maintained from both these sides with the mid lane. But what is happening out of the top? They will be securing a macro there. It's more like the objectives are into the hand of team Crimson Echoes, but the Echoes are so loud that day. But now it's not gonna be loud. Tech charge comes in. Blemish Pasha with a fall of Lemoner falls down in the hand of Nick there. But now they're just retaliating back. The demonic charge comes in. Flicker popped up. Ricky went back into the safer zone, but now the lot time is there. EOG comes off for the engage. This engage here, moreover, and the zone was perfect. But at the same time, Xbox is going for the, little bit of poke there. Oh my goodness, that Fraser's Faith being used. Shut down onto Yuki. God Guys goes in. Lucam will be securing a kill onto Ricky. Suzumi falls down. Skyzen bursting out here. Double for Lucam. God Guys falls down. Can it be a triple at this moment? No. She needs to go back. At the same time, the burst coming in from the backline. It doesn't have the jungler, both the sides. I don't think anybody will be going to contest the Lord at this point.
The one thing funny about Picks is that they have a main damage sources, and it is Savage Warrior onto the Kimi, and he is still on 0 kills across the board. They have 5 kills, and he isn't able to secure all the stacks onto the Sky Piercer as well. But yeah, the time will be there. But look how right now has been a menace, right? He is able to find all the ways to try to get the seals upon. With the Forest and the Lapu Lapu into the picture, and the Grok as well. He have all the skills that he required to, and there was no way he was going to be removed onto the vicinity again. But but the only problem that they have is God Kai's onto the 2 damage hero. He have the burns, but never mind. There's gonna be engaged.
Okay, tectonic charge, but he will be missing it out because of the wall not being there. Suzumi falls down, Ricky as well. 1-for-1 is the trade right now. The Kathod are leading the way. Last Insanity popped up. There is a lot of true damage, but the final slash coming in as well. Double for the Gato, shut down with a continuous rod. Savage Warrior into the action, guys. They need to go back for now. They need to retaliate on. I don't know why they're taking frequent fights here. Maybe for the brawl server. It's more like you need to secure the Lord here to win the game. You're just
Yeah,
throwing
that's
up some gold to pick.
Again, the Ton might be coming through. God Kai's, he have. Oh, what?
Okay, GG, final slash once again, taking out the Feraga armor. Now the Grok is getting chunked on there. It will be Yuki, of course, with that Appraiser's Raid, securing the kill onto the Grok. Leminer falls down, and now it doesn't have someone to zone out or hit the opening other than the Phobias. Oh my goodness, they don't have the Retry holder as well because God Guys got eliminated by none other than the Lunox. Suzumi there. What a game coming in. So good from Crimson Echoes in their 2-or-die set.
Yeah, this is gonna be definitely a free Lord coming through. Wow, I feel like, it's an amazing setup already been done by Crimson Echo, and they are able to find a kill across the board because they have Suzumi present and they have all the stacks that they require with the Crimson with the Appraiser's Rest as well. And the tech threat Maison de Lemonnier was the cherry on top for Crimson Echo right now, and the mid lane, this is what they want to.
Yeah, and at the same time, you can see the Lord is right now marching onto the bot side there. And it's getting been defended up, but AOG comes up for the disengage here. Will be messed up though. But at the same time, you can see the Moon Blazing might be coming in soon because it's more like the Esmeralda is going for the gang there. Will be grabbing up the tier 2. Appraiser's Wraith comes up. The poke is still going on. Continuous one. Okay, Savage Aria joining it to the fight. Suzumi falls down in the hand of the Phobias. Mega onto the Sky Jane. 1-for-1 is a trade at this point. Oh. Infernal Pursuit again and again coming in. Oracle being grabbed up. Appraiser's Wraith. And with this, it is over for the Phobias. But still, the Lord has got defended up there on the top seed. Right now, a very bad position might be taken out with the last Insanity coming in. Yup. Seed goes down. And they need to go back because they don't have the Feraga armor. And you can see that the tier 1 onto the mid side will be falling down here. Blue buff got acquired, as well as a tier 2 onto the top side. Everything into the macro is being settled for the side of Crimson Echoes. Of course, this is the game they need to show their ace, and they're showing their ace play as well because they won that 5th game decider in this BO5 series. It's not an easy way to take your slot onto the finals. So for the finals, you need to show up the best you can show. Yeah. Now it's more over like, yeah. So it's more of a like team pick who is having a little bit of backlash in this game so far. It's more like they need to control, they need to hold the game a little bit longer. Maybe are you there? I think she's having some internet issue. She'll be fixing it up soon. Before that, the Tormention is coming there. The Torment is there, and it will be a shutdown after a long time onto Lucam. A little bit of comeback being shown here. Ravish Fighter being released. It's just 2 seconds for the Lord, and the frontliner Esma will be taken out. The Alod is still there, but the Infernal Pursuit coming inside the tier. Alod falls down into the hand of Savage Warrior. They might gonna grab up the double here. The Winter Crown comes up, and it will be a double onto Yuki. A comeback, a possible comeback is here for the side of team Pick to Plummet. I mean, I call them Pick to Plummet. They're just Pick here, but they're that same Pick to Plummet team. Are right now raining their terror onto Crimson Echoes, even though the early to the mid, the mid to the late was in the hand of Crimson Echo, but the late phase is totally getting changed. They grab up the Lord here. They're about to coming for the mighty push with this enhanced Lord. It's more like Team Pick is having their way for this game so far. I mean, the tables got changed after that kill onto the Esmeralda, because you know that the sustain ones should be taken care first. And they took care of the Esmeralda and then the Arlot, and Yuki falls down as well, and then the Easy Lord come into their way. Now it's time for the mighty push. Let's see what will be happening, because the Lord is marching onto the top, and it's need a little bit more time to reach there. The whole top is clear though. The macro is got settled there. But into the mid, I believe that the tier 2 might be in the vulnerable position, because the minions are marching in. Tectonic Charge comes up there. Esmeralda leading the way. Get Gatot. Can he go for the AOG up? But he doesn't. Oh my goodness, he finds two people there. 4-man being trapped up. There is a skirmish coming in, but it will be Skyzen with the bravest fighter. Secure the kill on to Suzumi, and now they're just leading them forward. At the same time, it will be unstoppable for Savage Warrior. All falls down. Immortality popped up for the Xbox, and he's going for the last insanity to clear up the lane. Double on to Lucam. It might be the end for the side of Crimson Echo. After all the long starving, it will be the end, because it's just the two members defending up. Inhibitor falls down. They're going for the trap down here. It might be the way Xbox goes off. Nick still chanting the way for the Crimson Echoes, but there you go. Godlike on to Nick. And with this, the game number 4 will be settled. The BO5 series will be settled. The echoes will be lower, because it will be the pick to plummet. The pick gameplay from this side of red. The pick, team pick, who will be securing the BO5 series with a 3-1, with a winning the game of the match point and securing the spot for the finals grand finale BO7. The first finalist of Throne of Dawn is none other than team pick. Fabulous gameplay it was from both these sides. They literally played so well. But in the end, it was a team pick who finds their way to the victory. Congratulations, team pick, for securing the spot to the grand finale. And hard luck for the side of team Crimson Echoes. Even though the echoes were louder today, but it was the pick gameplay who stopped them out, who lowered the echoes, who volumed down everything and settle off for the side. And with this, it's time for me and Debbie and Kay to wrap up the series of the night. We'll be coming back tomorrow for another BO5 series for the second semifinals at Throne of Dawn, powered by Miko Gaming Official. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. See you tomorrow at the same time. Me and everybody, me, Debbie, Kay, will be signing off right now. And good night, everyone. Sabak here to all of you. Love you.
time. For him, I will be the beacon through these turbulent seas.